3 seconds of logos.
Also, 4 kids. Jaden, a slacker with no athletic ability, manages to Wonder Woman out of this 3-story clock tower window unharmed.
Jaden graduated from Duel Academy, but he flunked out of the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things. Also, I don't understand how this happens. It's implied that Paradox is attacking with future tech that makes these dragons real living weapons, but Jaden blocks this attack with a hologram. And no, it's not Neo's dual spirit, because apparently he needed to use the dual disc for Neos to pop up. Also, why would he manually have to put a dual spirit in defense mode? Plus 2 cents for screwing up both parts of the Yugioh mythos.
He survives this. We interrupt Yugioh Bonds Beyond Time to bring you the 6th Sense. Card games on Krypton.
Character has terrifying baby dreams/memories cliche. Crow and Jack Atlas are basically anime Timon and Pumbaa. Hakuna Matata motorcycles, I guess.
Would like to remind you that this is a 3D cartoon by hitting you in the face with it.
Oh man, they dragged poor Sean Schmel into this, didn't they? Also, I have to take a sin off for Yu-Gi-Oh! Predicting Goku Black like 6 years in advance.
Just can't believe that this guy who's writing a duel runner is challenging the other guy on Duel Runners to a duel. No wonder little Kuribo voices him like Donald Trump.
I'm just gonna address anything to do with card games and motorcycles by adding 15 cents now. Fair? Too bad. Yusei says his Yu-Gi-Oh! Team Rocket motto just in time for his ancient Egyptian Charizard to be stolen.
Also, I'm going to add 10 cents just to account for all these slowdowns we take in this movie to accommodate the crappy 3D effects. Oh man, and that's a ghost rare too!
In the future, apparently DeLorean makes motorcycles.
The f***? He literally stole the image off Yusei's card. I mean, the card is still there, he can just paste a picture on it and it still works, right? Right?
Jack Atlas feels confident enough to comment on some maniac on a white motorcycle stealing Stardust Dragon without a hint of irony in his voice. Akiza isn't my waifu in this scene.
Researching Duel Monsters history. Jack unironically continues to talk shit regarding haircuts while him and his boys are dressed like that. On the whole, this attack was less devastating in the EU than Brexit. The Crimson Dragon chooses now to show up to help Yusei track down Goku Black instead of right after Stardust Dragon is stolen.
Nobody who watches the skies or militaries for a living notices this shit.
Jaden Yuki, calm, cool, and collected to the very end.
None of these things describe Jaden.
So was there any reason for Paradox to fight Jaden here? Like, I get he was on vacation with Cyrus and Jesse and they had their cards stolen and Jaden decided to go ahead and run this guy down or whatever. And I get that Paradox has to fight Yusei to steal his Stardust Dragon, but what is Jaden even bringing to the table? We don't get a malefic elemental hero Neos, so why doesn't Paradox just leave?
Come with me if you want to live. Evidently, these fires choose to extinguish themselves very quickly, or Yusei decided to wait several hours to have this conversation with Jaden. Either way, it's Sinworth.
The Vatican has outstanding Wi-Fi apparently.
So here's another confusing thing. Why did Neos disappear? Is it because Paradox successfully killed Pegasus? And if so, why did Yusei even make it back to the past in the first place to fight Paradox? Or why don't the cards crumble like the buildings? In fact, for every paradox caused by Paradox, I'm going to tack on 10 more sins. There are ways to handle time travel movie, and this ain't one of them. Also, if YCS had this type of cosplay and female representation, I would actually consider getting good enough to go to one.
Why is there a pirate at the ancient Egyptian trading card themed release party? Yugi has completely forgiven Pegasus for kidnapping his grandfather and almost murdering both of them. Meanwhile, my ex-girlfriend won't forgive me for smiling back at a girl in the mall 4 years ago. Also, this is a remarkably small turnout for a city this size in a world where duel monsters decide everything for a meeting with the actual creator of card games. I mean, even a real-world YCS draws a crowd of thousands. Also, Yugi is depending on rumors to verify if Pegasus will show up there, when he knows them personally, and he's clearly happy about it, so this is at least Season 5 when they're friends again.
Not that any real-world security would help, but is there no police, private security, or even parliamentary protection for the second richest guy in the world?
Pegasus frequents Duel Academy because he was rejected from the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things. And I've got to address this. Yes, this is tragic that Pegasus died and all, but Duel Monsters literally runs the world. I'm sure if Kazuki Takahashi died, we'd all be sad, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't nearly as big here as it is in Yuki's world. So why would this eliminate Duel Monsters entirely? Don't tell me Industrial Illusions, Kaiba Corp's R&D departments just sit around all day waiting for the semi-retired Pegasus to email them weird monster ideas.
No! Discount Dragon of the Darkest Flame.
I'd cite the lack of security at this thing again, but damn, if Yubel's aim was just a little off, she officially would have the exact same body count that Paradox has. Our protagonists, everyone.
Paradox is a dick to the time stream. Was he sitting here an hour in advance waiting for Pegasus to show up?
In the not too distant future.
Also, let's talk about Paradox's plan here. He somehow found the most important card game guys in history, but then he travels back to random points in the timeline, steals signature cards, but only from the youngest of the three of them, then goes back in time to fight the second youngest one in Venice after apparently stealing his best friend's cards, then goes back in time again and not interacts with the current king of games, who's logically the only one of the three of them that can stop him, just so he can kill the creator of card games with his own creations, at a time when at least 2 major Fortune 500 companies are still mass-producing these things. Why? Can his Magic Dragon holograms and his DeLorean cycle not just take him back to the point where Pegasus came up with the idea for duel monsters? Also, couldn't he have just shot Pegasus or something? With, oh, I don't know, a gun? Why all this time travel card game motorcycle bullshit necessary? Fuck you, movie, that's why.
Also, why aren't Yugi, Jaden, and Yusei willing to sit down and talk to this guy? I mean, if he made a time-traveling motorcycle, wouldn't they ask to come help him instead of trying to fight this dude right away?
Villain challenges dubious protagonists to the very thing he's trying to destroy, that they all happen to be champions of. That's like me trying to destroy martial arts by challenging Muhammad Ali, Chuck Norris, and Bruce Lee to a cage match. Damn, okay, I'll take a send-off for this transformation sequence. I'm not the giant soldier of stone. It takes 21 minutes and 39 seconds for the Yu-Gi-Oh movie to start to Yu-Gi-Oh, and this thing is only 50 minutes from title to credits.
Yusei, Jaden, and Yugi, 3 multi-time dueling champions, have evidently never seen a field spell activated. Liberal Dragon Ex Machina.
Paradox doesn't use the advantage of time travel, however, to bring Pendulum Magicians, Dragon Rulers, Necros, or Giria to this duel.
Paradox would be excellent at Yu-Gi-Oh! If he wasn't playing Malefics unironically.
I'll ignore the game mechanics here because this is how the game has to work for plot purposes, so no sin awarded. I will, however, send Pharaoh's cat balls, 1 each.
For some inexplicable reason, Malefic duels, which can only be advanced technology, replicate the effects of shadow games. This will never be explored or explained.
To all those people that think Yusei is the most skilled duelist, take note that Jaden f***ing Yuki is carrying Team Protagonist on his back.
Why are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl Mahad and Mana right now? Is this before or after Dawn of the Duel?
Damn, and Yami solos once again. I'm taking 3 sins off.
Paradox is going Malefic Super Saiyan. Watch out, Vegeta.
I've seen some big monsters in my life, but that behemoth definitely takes the cake.
And it probably ate it, too.
The monster pun is Odd Eye's absolute bullshit.
Not only does no one who watches the skies for a living notice this, the pilot continues to fly straight towards it, instead of landing the helicopter anywhere else.
No!
Jaden, a duelist who doesn't even know what a synchro summon is, somehow has Stardust Dragon's effect memorized, even though he couldn't have read it and Yusei never explained the rest of it. Yusei Naruto is harder than Uzumaki himself. I'm surprised he didn't talk Paradox into joining their team.
Trap cards Ex Machina.
The force is strong in this one.
No!
So wait, these holograms actually killed Paradox? Or did they wipe him out of the timeline? Or what really happened here? Was this an actual shadow game? I am so confused! Pegasus is negging these kids in hopes of bringing them back to Duelist Kingdom Ranch.
Gladiator Beast. Foreshadowing.
Whatever happens, I know the bond we formed here today is one that's going to stand the test of time.
Close enough, roll credits.
It's what we make it. And together, we're going to make it bright.
He'll make an excellent Poke Saiyan King of Pirate Hokages. Despite Eric Stewart and Wayne Grayson being credited, Kaiba and Joey have no part in this movie. Yeah, I know Wayne and Eric don't exclusively play Kaiba and Joey, but this is still a cardinal sin. And we'll call the best Zexal.
Let's high-five the sky!
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
It's over 9,000!
What?
It's morphin' time! Dragon Sword!
Mastodon! Pterodactyl!
Let our powers combine. Earth! Fire!
Wind, water, earth.